Hey guys, so my name is Leon, and today we're going over episode 26 of Big Brother 22, aka Big Brother All Stars. With that being said, let's just jump right into the episode. So, yep, the Triple Witching just happened, and let's just talk about it, right? So, Danny, David, and Kevin get sent home. Well, not in that exact order, but yeah, you know what I mean. Kevin, then David, and Danny get sent home. And for the Triple Witching, even though Triple Witch was kind of boring, the best case scenario came out of it, in which now the major alliance call the committee, or the call whatever alliance, and the allies are now have to turn against each other because no one else to target, right? So obviously Danny was the first casualty. Sucks that she's gone, but it is what it is. And speaking of Danny, essentially said she sent an interview this will be a last time play. And yes, it sucks that Danny won't play again, but at the same time, she's played 3 times already. I understand why she wants to retire. Anyways, let's get into the final six. It's final six now, so it's Christmas, Nicole, Cody, Enzo, Memphis, and Tyler. So the beginning of this episode kind of goes over what happened in the triple, like what they did at show during the commercial breaks, what they did at show, doing the competitions and doing the bitches of the gameplay and strategy. Unfortunately, during the football, because the football game happened, I kind of missed the first few minutes of it. But anyways, when I tuned in, I saw a show that how Tyler and Christmas was talking to Enzo, trying to get Enzo to flip on Nicole, trying to send Nicole out the door, doing David's eviction, which I think for Tyler and Christmas, it was a good attempt by them. They thought that Enzo was on their side, and Enzo, for the most part, wanted to make a big move. But Enzo, even though it was at the time was I wish he did this move. I think it was smart for Enzo to not turn on, Cody or turn on Nicole because Enzo, no matter who goes home, is in a good spot. And if you're safe all around, why make a big move to make yourself a target? Even though it sucks that we want Enzo to make the big move, but I'm glad Enzo didn't make the big move. So Nicole doesn't go home. David goes home, and Nicole has been put on the blindness David by Memphis. And Memphis is also somebody who wanted David to go home. So did Cody, so did Danny. So they all want, David to go home. So Enzo smartly stick with, the majority there and decide not to flip and go with Cody, not Cody, to go with Tyler Christmas to take out Nicole. So good for Enzo to do that. And now he has Nicole's loyalty for the time being. And he's still Cody's loyalty, who's his closest ally up to this point. So it showed after the flip, and it showed Tyler crying that he tried to save David. And yes, it's bad that Tyler couldn't save David, but at the same time, you know, David was, only person that would probably stick with Tyler, but at the same time, David, although it was another of Tyler, wasn't really someone who could help Tyler that much because he couldn't win competition. He was just like a guy with both with Tyler. Anyways, Tyler Christmas screws himself by voting in minority trying to make a move on Nicole. Fortunately for Tyler, he wins the HOH. He puts on Nicole and Danny, and rightfully so. And good for him that he gets rid of Danny here because Danny now it's not only a big comp threat, but a more of a threat to his game, particularly than Nicole would be. And Nicole's not unable to win comps anyway, so why not take out Danny here? It's good for Tyler to do that. And Danny goes as the third person to go on the triple bitchin'. And speaking of triple bitchin', I kind of like the way how they did it. They didn't do it like, oh, you say one pussy, let two will go. I like how they do it like basically a double double. Like they had one person gets sent home, play Trace and Beetle in 1 hour, and then you play Trace and Beetle another hour. I think that was a great way to fast forward the game and to really amp up the game and to force people to play faster than they normally put in to think really, as Dr. Will say, 3 weeks ahead. Speaking of Dr. Will, I don't think they use him enough for his, appearance. I feel like they underused him, to be honest. I just feel like he was just making a cameo. He wasn't even involved. Yes, they used him as a segment. Like they didn't really have him talk, but they used him as a segment and used as a for a competition or two. But still, I feel like they underused Dr. Will. Anyways, after the Danny, David, and Kevin both south into a bitchin', the strategy then goes to The next HOH after Memphis and Tyler HOH. Tyler just won last HOH, so he can't compete. So they go into this HOH called Namazake, not being a nominee, whatever it's called. Some namesake competition, some yogi kind of competition where it's kind of similar to if you ever watch the Big Brother 18's Roadkill comp where you had to put three hands on, well, you had to put three parts of your body on three buttons. Basically, a lot of times 2 hands in a leg, 2 hands in the arm, or 2 hands in the head, whatever you had to do. And then you have to take off, whatever you're wearing and then press the button. If you take your hand on one button, then the time goes by faster, 10 times, 60 times, 30 times faster, whatever it is. Anyways, it kind of reminds me of the Big Brother 18 roadkill comp. Anywho's, I think it's interesting comp. I'm so kind of surprised how well Memphis did in this comp. I thought Memphis, being an older guy would be one of the first few people out. And Sucker Nicole and Christmas didn't do as well. But I'm surprised that Memphis was the second person, basically came second place in that comp. And Cody, obviously winning it, it's good for Cody that he won. I think also it's good that Cody won because if Christmas would have won, he probably would have been a nominee. And if Memphis would have won, I don't think Memphis or Enzo would have put him up, and neither would Nicole. So maybe, it's good for Cody for Cody to win it because Cody still get to have the control over the house initially. So there's that. So Tyler and Christmas approach, Cody, and they're like, oh hey, they basically throwing each other off under the bus to Cody. Say, hey, it wasn't my idea, it was their idea, yada yada yada. And Cody sees the way he says, okay, they're throwing each other under the bus that they are both BSing. Alright, they're both going to block, whatever. So and then even before that though, he talks to Memphis and Enzo. He said, hey, none of them are going to block, but he said like if Tyler or Christmas wins the veto, then Memphis is going up, but Memphis should be safe. Then Enzo and Cody talk. Cody talk about the end game. They are really wanting Nicole to win something. Then Kenzo and Cody and Nicole talk together and say, hey, this is the final three. We are going to the end with each other. And Nicole basically said the line has been drawn with her, Cody, and Enzo versus Tyler, Memphis, and Christmas. Which, I guess Christmas hold them together, but really Tyler and Memphis will probably turn against each other in a heartbeat, and they're more loyal to the Cody and Enzo's of the things. And they're not really loyal to Nicole like Tyler and Memphis separately. So yeah, that's basically it. Other than the segment of Christmas talking to Cody and they tally up how much times that Cody says and I think it was like 31 or 30 something times, I don't know. And I think that was funny. But other than that, not really much to the episode. Cody nominates Tyler, he nominates Christmas, and he's torn. He talks to them individually, say, hey, he doesn't really know what to do because he says he's friends with anybody, but he rightfully nominates both of them. So we'll see who wins the veto. We'll see who Cody wants to go home. If I was Cody, I think Christmas will be better option for him to go home. But at the same time, Tyler is a big threat, and Tyler has played one of the better games since like a Paul Derek has played. I think Tyler has been the best overall player since Paul, to be honest, or Derek, to be honest. So I think you should get rid of Tyler if you're scared of him as a threat. But Tyler's also more loyal to you than Christmas, so Christmas is less loyal. So maybe get rid of Christmas because Christmas is also a physical threat, less strategic, but somebody who's more willing to put you up than Tyler. But who knows? Who knows what will happen? Anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. More content coming soon, and adios.